Several states are now trying to centralize currency with a so-called central bank digital currency, which is, by the way, not currency at all. It's software.
The world has changed so much in the last 3 years that I just find it absolutely unbelievable. And I didn't believe evil at this scale existed.
Well, with 1 week until veto day, Governor Kristi Noem has issued 4 vetoes, including House Bill 1193. The bill involves legal definitions for cryptocurrency under the Uniform Commercial Code. Noem says she's concerned how the currency is being defined and if the bill would lead to a central bank digital currency. Republican Senator David Wheeler says only Congress has the power to create money.
You see in there is a redefinition of currency that it says government CBDCs are okay if they're run by the government, but any other form is then banned. It is clearly a change for how people's assets are utilized. It clearly limits the freedom of people to use other forms of currency that they may choose to if it is a digital currency.
Unlike cryptocurrency, CBDCs are centralized. They are issued and controlled by government entities just like fiat currency. In unstable or authoritarian countries, that could lead to currency manipulation.
There's no government, there's no person that can just like print Bitcoin into infinity, right? There's a cap to it, which is different from the way that some governments operate, which is like they can ostensibly keep printing money, which would devalue that nation's currency. We've seen that all over the world. Yeah, can you use that programmable money to like block certain people out of the financial system or, you know, or restrict their freedom in some way? I think that makes a lot of people like very deeply uncomfortable.
The currency is programmable. They can control almost every aspect of your life once we get on any programmable currency where they can, if they don't like you, they can make it so that you can't spend any currency within a 5-mile radius, you know, outside of a 5-mile radius of your home. If they don't want you to travel, you won't be able to buy airline tickets or take an Uber or pay for a hotel room.
President Biden will sign this executive order today. Now, this order calls understanding how a central bank digital currency might work urgent.
The U.S. isn't alone. A growing number of countries are looking into digital versions of their currencies. More than 100 countries, representing more than 95% of the world's GDP, are looking to create their own digital currencies.
If the government doesn't approve of what you're purchasing, if they have the only form of digital currency out there and that is endorsed and utilized in the country, they can control how you spend that money and thus take away all your freedom.
You've heard of Bitcoin, Ether, Dogecoin, and the like. These are cryptocurrencies designed to allow you to pay for stuff without any government or bank being involved. They're based on blockchain technology, a kind of digital ledger that records transactions in a chain. It's hard to tamper with because doing so leaves a trace elsewhere, potentially for everyone to see. That transparency is one of its most promising features.
What is the difference between what the Reserve Bank is doing here and a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum?
So the difference is that what the Reserve Bank's doing here is they're using the underlying blockchain technology to test a digital dollar. So they will have oversight of this whole pilot and they will maintain control of the money supply. So it's completely different to other unregulated.
Okay, so is this digital dollar that they're issuing and doing this pilot with, is it actually a dollar like I know it?
Yes.
So therefore it's worth 67 point blah-de-blah US cents right now?
Precisely. You can think of it as exactly the dollar that you know today, but it's in a different form factor, a different technological format, which means that it can do things that the dollars we have today cannot do.
Because it's digital, I can pay with digital with my mobile, has nothing to do with central bank digital currency. But I think the fundamental change is the underlying business model is as I, as a retail customer, as a citizen, will have an account with the central bank. I don't have just an account with a commercial bank, I have it with the central bank, which has a lot of advantages for me. It's safe, it feels good. But there are some challenges with this because the central bank is ultimately, it's a public office. Commercial banks are under a commercial regime. Central banks are not under a commercial regime. What about interest rates on an account like that? When things are going well, how does this look like? Oh, on a bank run, how was this look like? Is this accelerating the bank run because I have a safe account with somebody?
China is no stranger to surveillance either, from monitoring the 850 million users on WeChat to deploying half the world's security cameras. And now the country has control of a digital currency in its sights. President Xi Jinping admitted in 2019 that the country wanted to improve its financial system by controlling people, watching money, and tightening the system firewall.
You can't make this up. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto the like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. The end game is here. All right. One way or another, all you people, all you doubters, all you people that been saying, oh, this is not what they want to do. You know, and the sad part about it all, it's mainly you Israelites, especially those you Israelites that know you Israelites. You're supposed to be teaching the truth. You're the ones that's the biggest problem. How the hell you cannot see what this man is? He's telling you what they're doing. Straight up and down. This is all about total, absolute control. All right? They want to control every aspect of your lives. Like this man said, I never seen such evil the way I seen it. This is the complete annihilation of what you consider to be freedom. This is the ultimate, the last testing ground. This is the greatest, the greatest trial in human history. And you could think for that, well, the vessel that the Lord is using is a so-called white man. Or Esau. Because what Esau is trying to do, he's not doing it to save your soul. He's trying to destroy your souls. Because he knows what's going to happen. He don't care. It's all about control. The game is all about control. What you buy in the store, what you purchase on your own personal, what you do, how you do, all of that is, they want to control every last one of it. And it built the minds, the people, your God-given rights to go out and do certain things. They took away all your rights from you throughout the centuries. And now you coming down to the wire where you don't have no rights. You're going to have absolute no rights at all. That's why Karl Schwab said, you shall own nothing and love it. Because they've been stripping you of your rights. You can't even, majority of people have houses, property, so to speak, can't even grow nothing out of it. That's not right. All right? You have to pay mortgage. You have to pay a bank for the stuff that you purchase. A car, a house. And today's people, they'll actually believe that's the only way. There was a time where you could purchase something without even having the government to know what you purchased. As long as you purchased it, that was yours. That was your own property. But they find a way to see what everybody's purchasing, and they can control that. It's all about control. That's why that was a Fed Now, which they try to launch by July, they said, where the government is going to give the same thing that they're talking about, how the government is going to give you the rights, okay, to do what? To purchase certain things. So, and this is in China. So how you think, if this is in China right here, why you think they're not going to happen here? In China, they already have 15-minute cities. It says controlling people, watching money, and tighten up the system firewall. The key word is controlling people, and that's how they do it. Okay? And we're going to keep spreading the word until it's said and done. Proverbs where is it? Yes, Proverbs 20:10. It says, diverse weights and diverse measures, both of them are alike abomination unto the Lord. So diverse measures is mean unrighteous. All right. Going, since he's read that, Proverbs 11:1, it says, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is the light. So we're living in some false balance. The amount of money that you have for your fiat is not even enough to buy anything that you can get. And this man designed the system like that. That's why the system's crashing the way it is. Because it's all about control. It's all about them taking your rights from you and them to control your rights to live or die. And this is what you idiots out there don't understand, especially you other camps out there. Like, how can you not see that Revelations 13:16 is the RFID chip? You got to be out of your mind not to see what this man is doing. He's doing it right in front of your face. And there's nothing, absolutely nothing you can do about it. The Lord's not going to stop this from happening. This is the final trial. Matter of fact, Revelation 3:10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. So what can try every single person in the world at the same time, simultaneously, if not the financial system? All right, let's go back to the, hold on. There's something that was said. Who said it? No. Yep.
More than 100 countries, representing more than 95% of the world's GDP, are looking to create their own digital currencies.
If the government doesn't approve of what
So the whole world, the people of the earth, all different nations, is going to build their own digital currency. Why would they do such a thing? What logics would it make? It wouldn't make sense unless you're trying to control everything. So now, once everybody is on the same page talking about all these nations, elites, and so forth, what's left for the people to bend by their will? Now they could tell you whatever they want to tell you and do whatever they want, because you have to receive this thing that they desire so much. All right. Elon Musk is not just doing that for no reason. Revelations 13:15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and so the image is what? The New World Order. All right, the beast system, NATO, EU, the whole prominent, the ancient beasts of the Roman Empire. This New World Order plan, they have the power to give the image. They have the technology to give the image, to make this image speak, to make this image alive. They revived it. Now they have took it to the next level where they can have control of everything and everyone. So it caused that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So there's your trial and tribulation. So if you don't get down with their New World Order system, you're going to be killed, destroyed. If you survive the plagues, the famine, all right, all this atrocity that they try to establish on the earth so they could bend the will of the people and tell you, look, in order to come to safety, to this safe haven, you have to have the next verse. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So this mark is talking about a charagma, which mark is charagma in the Greek, which means imprint. So they want to imprint something in everybody. Once they imprint that, it's going to have all your information, how much money you have, where are you going. They're not going to just give people a credit card or your iPhone, all right, and they're going to monitor it. No, because you can always leave your iPhone. You can always leave a credit card at home. No, this thing has to be with you at all times. So that way they can monitor you, GPS you. I mean, it's just so plain every day. And that's what the scripture says in Habakkuk, make it plain upon tables, plain meaning clear. So the Lord gave us a skill set to see the things and make things clear to the people. Like this was going on in their language, the way they need to know. So without a shadow of a doubt, like this is exactly what was been talked about. Before all this thing happened, this was been talked about for years, starting from our apostles. All right? It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So, if you're not part of the system, you cannot function in society. Why is that so hard for people to understand? It said, and here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for his number, is the number of a man. It's not talking about one particular man. It's talking about the system. That's why you had the UPC code that was established many years ago, so to keep tracks of the goods. Well, guess what? The new goods is going to be the people. All right. In order to pay for that national debt for all people around the world, you're going to have to be stocked, patched up, and ready to go for the elites, private, whatever. Because it's all about servitude. It's all about rulership. There's no in between. There's no middle class in this thing to come. It's about the very rich. The elites, the so-called privileged, and the bottom serfs. And so happens that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, there's no room for you in this man's new world order system. And all you sellouts, all you pieces of shits are going to die. And going to the next chapter, and I'm going to end it off. Revelations 14:9, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man and woman worship the beast, all right, and his image, and receive his mark. So you have to be part of the system. You have to be in the mindset of this thing. You have to always been part of this system. In other words, whatever changes that this man established, you was with it. All right. And then ultimately, when he comes in with this mandatory thing to take, that you would take it. All right. It says, and receive his mark on his forehead or in his hand. So it doesn't matter right, left, whatsoever. You put this device in your body, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High. Because when the Lord comes back, when Yahushua's return, he's not going to recognize the creation that the Lord created. He's not going to recognize anything. They're not going to be human to him. They're not going to be the product that was created. Because what? Putting that thing in your body is going to change you as a person. So it's like every abominable thing, it has to be burnt up. So the Lord's coming back with fire and brimstone. He's coming back with vengeance. All right. It says, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So thermonuclear fire, the final death. All right. The second death, which the second death is fire. All persons that took that device in their persons because they wanted to live whatever life that the unmerciful, the unruly, all right, the godless system wants to establish, they was with it. So they're going to be burnt up. They're going to feel the Lord could slow down time and have that spirit burn for a good period of time. All right? But the spirits are not going to stay there forever, but the Lord could do it however he wants to do it. The people are going to feel it. And the smoke of their torment is sending up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receive the mark of his name. So that's the total judgment of what's to come because of this event that's they plotting out. So with that being said, holy brothers, edify, shalom to the elect and the nations of shalom.